Everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope all is well with you and yours. What's good, what's good, what's good? We've got a lot of stuff going on. Big news on the street is still that Netflix deal. The Ellisons still want to fight for it. I think it's funny, actually. And people probably wondering why I think it's funny. I brought it up the other day. It's easy for people to create the very, very short form videos that have been popular on Instagram and TikTok. You know, those videos as a piece of the industry, entertainment industry, has, garnered over $6 billion this year. $6 billion. And here's the kicker. The cost to produce those little shows, those little portrait shows made for mobile, as they say, real cheap, dirt cheap. It takes 3 days to shoot them usually, and the money that they get back is almost instant. Instead of you kick up a lot of money, you wait for the movie to get done, and then in 3 years maybe you have a good movie. Maybe. No, these things start paying out like immediately. Preying on people's dopamine needs, right? They're cheesy, they're not well acted, but they're entertaining. And they can make money. And so they're saying with this deal that, Hollywood goes away, or Hollywood is hurt by, either deal, either one of these companies buying them. I still think that it's a chess play. I think that Netflix has deep pockets by itself. I think that the Ellisons don't. This is why they're, trying to work with with Jared Kushner's company and foreign investors like Qatar. And there's a lot going on there. Again, we're talking about jobs here. We're talking about jobs. That, legit, that's what it's all about. If this deal happens, we get hurt with jobs. Straight up, right? Hollywood gets hurt. And you've seen Hollywood production move out of Hollywood, moving overseas. Even staying within the country, moving to cheaper areas and to shoot. So this particular deal could hurt. It really could hurt. I just think it's funny that the Ellisons are crying foul and they've got to use external money. I mean, think about who they're trying to do this deal with. This deal would bring in a lot of content, would involve a lot of external players. And I'm just like, wow, pot calling kettle, maybe? Right? At least Netflix is coming up and saying, hey, we want this piece and, we're willing to pay this amount of money for it. Apples to apples, when you look at the two pieces, we're probably paying more than what they're offering you. So the Ellisons are going to have to up their money. Simple as that. And then mind you, don't forget, the Ellisons are causing this problem because it was a hostile offer. It was a hostile. Imagine you're in your house and somebody comes knocking on the door talking about, I want to buy your house. This is the check. You down? Kind of a hostile offer. So I can see why Warner Brothers would not want to go with a company, that's making a hostile offer. They might eventually win, but they're going to get tied up for a bit. And I really do think it's going to come down to whoever can grease the skids with the current regime, because I think that's what it comes down to. You hear the deal that they're trying to cut with NVIDIA and China, right? Well, you can sell those to China if we get a 25% cut, huh? Wow. And does that cut go back to the United States? And if that cut goes back to the United States, what's that money going to be used for? What is that money going to be used for? Inquiring minds want to know. The UK's FCA introduced yesterday to differentiate retail and professional investors, replacing arbitrary tests with firm-driven verification, exempting professionals from consumer duty, and addressing risks like a retired engineer losing savings to a crypto scam. Yeah, they're trying to put the guardrails on. I don't mind. You can put the guardrails on. But I think they could use a little bit more thought. That's all I'm saying. I think they can use some thought. Mantra accused OKX of violating governance rules by announcing OM token migrating dates conflicting with governance proposal 26. So that's an ongoing battle. That battle's been going on between these two groups for a while, and that's not going to be cool. What's up with OKX, man? Just saying. The EU fined X $120 million for DSA violations, including deceptive blue check marks. Yeah, because anybody can buy them. There's no verification. You just pay for it. So if you're going to say that you're verified because of your credit card, that works if you're a news site. Kind of, sort of, right? But does that get you a blue check mark? They're also saying add transparency gaps and restricted researcher data access, meaning there's public data on there and researchers should be able to use it, and they're not allowing it. So Elon Musk lost his head and he's like, ah, and then Marco Rubio came out and said something, ah, and I'm just sitting back and I'm just going, it's a crap platform. Why do you want to put your voice behind it? Why do you want to put your voice behind it? Just saying. I'm just wondering. Just wondering. If I was Marco Rubio, I would have shut up and I would have went someplace else. That's beneath you. That's business. That's business. But it does send a message to the United States that the UK is not necessarily going to follow you for the sake of following you. One of the oldest relationships in the world that we've had, I'm telling you, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Strategy purchased 10,624 BTC for about 962.7 million, while Bitmine added 138,452 ETH. And they keep buying. So if they keep buying, I don't understand why people keep whining. You understand what I'm saying? There are people out there saying, well, crypto is bad, crypto this, crypto that, wham. I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to understand, like, how do you get to that conclusion? All this money flowing into crypto, and you're still sitting on the sidelines. Your bank, your mama's bank, your kid's bank, your sister's bank, your girlfriend's bank, your wife's bank, everybody's bank is trying to get into crypto. And you're sitting on the sidelines. Financial institutions already in crypto, not just investing, but implementing. And you're still sitting on the sidelines, choosing not to learn. You want to be involved? That's fine. But do you know about it? Do you understand it? Have you made a conscious decision? And this is where we apply the GMB3. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. See how the GMB applies right there? Yeah. Just saying. I look at people that, don't want to learn. I went to dinner the other night and it's still the same. One of my boys is deep into crypto and the other one's like, oh, it's a scam. It's a scam. And I'm sitting there and I'm just going, okay. All right. Remember when you were a kid, were credit cards a scam? Nobody was trusting credit cards. It took credit cards decades to get the recognition. It was so hard for credit cards to get the recognition that they made movies about credit cards. Yeah. As far back as Cary Grant in A Touch of Mink. Yes. And Doris Day. Go look up that movie. All the way back then. They were kind of using a name close to American Express. Yeah. Just saying. It took that long for credit cards to take off, and already you have this much involved in crypto. I can respect your decision, but is it an educated one? It's not that I will like your decision or actually respect the decision. I'll respect that you made a decision. I'll respect you. But a dumb decision is a dumb decision. Just saying. Fitch warned U.S. banks with significant crypto exposure face risk from volatility, pseudonymity, and systemic vulnerabilities. And I sit here and I just say to myself, so Fitch, how do you feel about commercial real estate? Just wondering. Asking for a friend. You know what I mean? I'm just... You go on, Fitch. You go on. What's the exposure? Are you talking about the technology or the investment? See what I mean? I'm trying to understand. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to understand. I really am. I need Fitch to, give me a call, help me understand what their thesis is on that. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hashkey Holdings filed for an IPO in Hong Kong. That's going to be big. Okay. OCC head Jonathan Gould urged equal treatment for crypto companies seeking federal charters. Whoa. That's going to be huge. That's a huge statement to make. Noting only 2 crypto-focused banks hold OCC licenses, but applications have surged, dismissing concerns as risks to innovation. He's like, yeah, because you've filed, that's great. But what about the approvals? What hoops did they have to jump through? I'm just waiting. I want to see more. I want to see more. We'll see what happens with that. Honestly, we will see what happens. Right? A 400F survey in Japan found 22.2% of Japanese crypto investors exited due to tax complexity. Not because it's volatile, because they don't understand the tax implications. And for a country who's trying to change their trajectory with regard to the economy, you might want to simplify. You might want to simplify. Because that's liquidity. And who knows where else that liquidity is going to go. A Paradigm researcher identified a data bug on Polymarket inflating trading volume metrics by double counting trades, casting doubt on its $9 billion valuation and highlighting blockchain data transparency issues. It's not it's not blockchain's problem. It's Polymarket's problem. Blockchain is out there. It's who's reporting on the blockchain. Right? Because here's the thing. So you have news outlets. I mean, partially we're a news outlet over here. We deliver news, all that good stuff. So as a news outlet, what tools are you using to actually traverse the blockchain and see things? Because you're not in the business, right? You're not really in the business. So where's your research come from? And a $9 billion valuation for a prediction market? That's interesting. It's a bit much to me, but that's just me. Just saying. Circle obtained an FSP license from ADGM. That's Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is heating up. I told you. Go look at yesterday's articles. You'll see what I mean. You will see what I mean. Abu Dhabi, Middle East is getting hot, right? Because now they're there. Circle's there to do business. Just saying. Pay attention to these moves. These infrastructure moves, paving the way for business transactions. Business meaning retail transactions, all that good stuff. Pay attention to these things. This is how one day you'll wake up, turn around, and crypto will be everywhere. You'll just be like, what happened? All those naysayers, everything else, they'll just be like, what the heck? Yeah. You make a decision, that's fine. Please make it an educated decision. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Want to learn more about it? I have 2 books on Amazon. Go look me up, Eddie Johnson, sorry. And you'll find those 2 books. Go buy them. Go learn. They're great guides. They're great manuals to keep referring back to. They're great for helping you have a basic understanding of crypto and a basic understanding of doing your own research, knowing your entries and exits, and absolutely investing deliberately. I show you how to apply that thought process to stocks, bonds, cryptos, real estate, business. It's a mind kind of thing, right? And it can be applied to other areas of your life. Just saying, it's a good book. There are a couple of good books. What else do we have going on? The U.S. launched Operation Red Sunset to investigate Bitmain's 80% market share and remote firmware capabilities amid geopolitical tensions. with Commerce Department, with the Commerce Department, pushing for 50% domestic mining hardware by the end of 2026. Interesting. We'll see how that flows. Vanguard reversed crypto restrictions after ARK's Bitcoin ETF prompted institutional confidence. Cathie Wood literally reached out to Vanguard and all of its customers. That's crazy. That's insane. I'm telling you, you gotta watch Cathie Wood. She moves in ways, and her team is smart. Her and her team are very smart. The Bank of International Settlements, or is it bank? I think it's the Bank of International Settlements, warned tokenized money market funds, TMMFs, face liquidity mismatches and operational risk, growing from $777 million to $9 billion in assets since 2023, requiring safeguards against run risks and regulatory gaps. That's interesting. Money markets. I would like you to do some research. I think you'll find it interesting for those that want to. I'd like you to do some research on the growth of ETFs and the decline of money markets and mutual funds. Just saying, go take a look. Go take a look. Just compare the two and how they've been doing and all that good stuff and where the momentum is. That might interest you. Solana's validator count dropped from 2,500 to 800 in 3 years. From 2,500 validators to 800 validators in 3 years. Remember when I told you that Solana has a little bit of a problem? And it's the whole, decentralization thing. And there you go. There you go. Just saying. You want to pay attention to those things, right? You really, really do. I understand you asked the question, but I don't necessarily answer questions all the time. That's just the way it is. I got a lot of notes to get through, and there's a lot to get done. That and money talks. Just saying. Become a member. Members always get their questions answered. Solana's validators dropping $2,500. From 2,500 to 800 is a huge thing. Remember, what was it, last year? They had a problem and they told all their validators to be quiet, don't say anything. And it wasn't until after they rolled it out that people were kind of like, really? And you're decentralized. You want to tout that you're decentralized. I know it gave a lot of us reasons to sit back and kind of go. Also, Amidala, if you actually watch my show, you'll know how I feel about XRP. Just saying. Everybody knows how I feel about XRP. But you know what we should do right now? That's right. We should go over the numbers. So let me fix this. Let me get my notes out of the way. All right, Dow futures implied open 59 points up. S&P futures implied open 3.75 up. NASDAQ implied futures 2.5 up. You want to know what that means? Both of those. Yeah, unchanged. All three of them, unchanged. They're basically moving flat. You want to know why? Today's Tuesday. The meeting happens today, and then what happens tomorrow? Conference, press call. That's when we get the decision. Oil up 0.17, US 10-year down 0.012. So everybody's kind of on hold. And so people are saying that it's at least partially baked in that we're going to get a cut of 25 basis points. And the last time we got a cut of 25 basis points, mortgage rates actually inched higher. They actually inched higher. And what does that mean? Oh, that's profit. That's profit. Costs us less to get the money. Costs you more to get the money. That's profit. That difference, that's profit. Just saying. Just because things go down does not mean everything is going to go down. However, that's good news going into the holidays. Why? Because it gives hopes to a Santa rally. We'll see what happens. Right now, in the current track that we're on, Bitcoin's going to finish below the S&P 500. So you're hoping for a Santa rally. You really are hoping for a Santa rally. That would be the one. That would absolutely be the one. Earnings today, we have AutoZone, something I'm interested in. Who else is in today that I might be interested in? GameStop, Campbell's Company. Campbell's because of all the latest issues that they've been having. That's interesting to me. Who else is there? Corn Ferry. Interested in that. Go look up Corn Ferry. Then you'll understand why I'm interested in Corn Ferry. National Beverage. Dave and Buster's. Cracker Barrel. Land's End. Who else? Barnes and Noble. Dun, 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 dun. I know there's got to be one or two more. Let's see. Maybe not. Oh, American Outdoor Brands. And is that it? Is that all I'm interested in today? No, Big Lots. There you go. All that is interesting to me. And like I said, today, meeting. Tomorrow, decision. So everybody's kind of and just waiting. Fear and Greed Index is at 22. We were at 20 yesterday. DeFi Llama, we're at $121.155 billion in total value locked. That's down slightly, down about $1 billion from yesterday. Bitcoin, we're at 90. Again, we're playing this game where my bottom line right here, 93,434, is acting like resistance right now. Now you know why I keep these lines. I want to see it. I want to see how it was, back then versus now. And it's acting as resistance just like it did the last time. Just saying. But I will say this orange line here, this pink line here, we kind of pushed through that. When I created these lines, we pushed through that. That's how we created this band. We moved laterally within the pink band for a minute. Right now, we seem to be moving laterally between the two bands. Wow, between those two corridors, that's interesting to me. Looking at the big board, yeah, things are on sale. I still see things on sale. XRP, something I like. ETH, something I like. BCH, BTC, BNB, LTC, AVAX, XLM, SUI, ADA, DOG, E, Link, Uniswap, Aave, XMR, Hype, let's see, Ton, SUI, HBAR. So you have a lot of things in here that I actually do like. Looking at the boards over here, you can see how right now, year to date, yeah, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, but they can come back like that. They could come back like that, and that's going to be a very big deal. Looking at BNB, still up for the year. People look at me like I'm crazy. Why are you buying BNB? That's why I'm buying BNB. And if things go up, it'll go up some more. Bitcoin Cash, people laughed at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll snatch up some BCH. Why? Because it's still good year to date. Just saying. Over the past 7 days, look at that. Over the past 7 days, it's up over 8%. How are you not paying attention to that? Excuse me. Chainlink is another one that I love. Hyperliquid I have. Stellar I have. People are like, why would you buy Stellar? Watch Stellar. If you like XRP, I find it hard to believe that you're not going to like XLM. That's just me. That's right. I'm an Army member. XRP Army. Love it. Just saying. So Stellar, yeah. Absolutely. XRP went commercial. Stellar went retail. Just saying. So XMR, Monero, look at that. People are like, oh, why do you like that one? Duh. Privacy Coin, 91% year to date. And look at this. And it's down from before. It had better numbers than that. So if you put your money in that one, you're doing all right. Just saying. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. That's all you got to do. It's not that difficult. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto. Actually, you know what? I want to see something else. Let's come over here. Oh, that's right. These are the articles. Every morning when you hear me talk, every afternoon, every evening when you hear me talk, there's an article to back it up. Like Kathy Wood, right there, bam. This is what I'm talking about. BIS, yeah, bam. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm looking at. We were talking about Elon Musk earlier. Bam. Mantra. Bam. Almost every point that I make, that I'm discussing, is an article on the site. Just go check it out. There's a lot of information here, but right now I'm interested in the crypto tracker. So I want to see the losers. All right, so Midnight is down 60%. Midnight tied to Cardano, down 60%, 60.29%. GMB X factor of 2.16. Let's see. Anybody else I'm paying attention to? Yada, 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 yada. Hyperliquid down 8%. GMB X factor of 1.12. Yes, like it. Definitely will make it. Fartcoin down 7.87. GMB X factor of 5.67. No, I have not touched or looked at that one. Pendle down 6.27. GMB X factor of 2.28. Caspa, I know a couple of people have it. 5.13 down, GMB X factor of 3.13, and then you just hit my 5% rule. Everybody else is just moving sideways. Right? Let's take a look at the winners. Some numbnut asked me about, yeah, I'm cracking jokes on you. Asked me about this one. Yeah, I would never touch that. Would not ever. Look at this. Here's a GMB X factor for that. Tell me that's not a ridiculous number. The GMB X factor for this is 1,852,345.91. That's your GMB X factor. Why would I even think about touching that? Nope, I don't think so. Who else is up that I'm paying attention to? Zcash is up 7.64%. GMB X factor 6.69. Chili's is up. Haven't held any of that for a long time. Up 4.66. GMB X factor of 25.63. Sorry, 25.63. Yeah, I'm not touching it. This is why I don't touch it. Chili's ran its course, or Chili's has run its course. Everything else, I mean, I just wanted to talk about it because it's run its course. Floki is something I still have, but yeah, everything's moving sideways. When you get between negative 5%, 5%, that's everything's just moving sideways. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes. Tell your friends about this community. It's very different. We've got more than just what meets the eye, to steal a line from Hollywood. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Me and my team will fight for that every day. And we've got some goodies coming this week. So if you are a member, you're going to start to see those goodies pop off this week. This week, I'm just saying. So even when you look at the articles, what are you looking at? You've got your search right there. You've got over 12.6 thousand articles, not including the videos that we've done. Yeah. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. Big Baggers private group. We meet once a month, every month, for a private video conference call. Pay attention, folks. We got stuff going on. We really, really do. Become a member. Membership has its benefits. Everybody, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tonight on the Crypto Overflow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.